Musician jokes, music jokes. Q. How many folk musicians does it take to change a light bulb? A. 7, 1 to change and the other 6 to sing about how good the old one was. Q. Why don't they know where Mozart is buried? A. Because he's hidden. Q. What's musical and handy in a supermarket? A. A Chopin list. Q. What do you get if Bach dies and is reincarnated as twins? A. A pair of Reeboks. Q. What do you call a cow that plays guitar? A. A musician. Did you hear that AC/DC was killed in a plane crash earlier? Yeah, they were thunderstruck, shot down in flames, and sent down the highway to hell. Q. What do you call a male quartet? A. 3 men and a tenor. What do you call a musician with problems? A trebled man. Q. What do you call a musician petrified by Medusa? A. A rock star. Q. How many musicians does it take to change a light bulb? A. 20. 1 to do it and the other 19 to stand around and say, I can do that. Q. What do you get if Bach falls off a horse, but has the courage to get on again and continue riding? A. Bach in the saddle again. Q. How many bluegrass musicians does it take to screw in a light bulb? A. 2. 1 to screw it in, and 1 to complain that it's electrified. Q. How many musicians does it take to change a light bulb? A. 20. 1 to hold the bulb, 2 to turn the ladder, and 17 to be on the guest list. Doctor's office. A guy walks into the doctor's office and says, Doc, I haven't had a bowel movement in a week. The doctor gives him a prescription for a mild laxative and tells him, if it doesn't work, let me know. A week later the guy is back, Doc, still no movement. The doctor says, guess you need something stronger, and prescribes a powerful laxative. Still another week later the poor guy is back, Doc, still nothing. The doctor, worried, says, we'd better get some more information about you to try to figure out what's going on. What do you do for a living? I'm a musician. The doctor looks up and says, well, that's it. Here's $10. Go get something to eat. St. Peter. St. Peter is checking IDs at the pearly gates, and first comes a Texan. Tell me, what have you done in life? Says St. Peter. The Texan says, well, I struck oil, so I became rich, but I didn't sit on my laurels. I divided all my money among my entire family in my will. So our descendants are all set for about 3 generations. St. Peter says, that's quite something. Come on in. Next. The second guy in line has been listening, so he says, I struck it big in the stock market, but I didn't selfishly just provide for my own like that Texan guy. I donated $5 million to save the children. Wonderful. Says St. Peter. Come in. Who's next? The third guy has been listening, and says timidly with a downcast look, well, I only made $5,000 in my entire lifetime. Heavens! Says St. Peter. What instrument did you play?